Charlie Kingsley, right now they say if you go church where you know give offering 10 Ghana or 20 Ghana, you are not ready for marriage. And they say those who don't pay tithes too, they are armed robbers.
Yeah, then we are all armed robbers.
That be where we reach right now.
Oh wait, are you talking about the viral?
Exactly.
The viral video about the woman talking to the pastor.
Yeah. That was bold, you know, talking about being bold. I mean, if you watch the viral video, bro, I felt like the people behind there felt, this woman is going rogue, you know, for what she's saying.
It's a Ghanaian thing, massa.
Oh, how do you mean?
We all act surprised there, but no.
Typical Ghanaian.
Yeah, typical hypocritical. But that's something on the hearts of a lot of church members or church goers.
Yeah.
And one person, single-handedly, a woman, they are some 12 at a time, used that man as a point of contact and spoke for millions of church goers. And I have my own thoughts and things around it. But
you see me, I've always had my reservation when it comes to the church and all of that. And I just want to say that we are not here to attack the church you don't believe it. We are not here to attack the church in any way or form.
You are being Ghanaian right now, you know that.
How?
Just starting with all due respect, that is obey. But how do you continue?
Kingsley, people can't give what they don't have. For a man of God to accuse your members that if they don't pay tithes, they are armed robbers, I find it very disturbing. I am saying this because especially these churches, I always say that it's not as if you are building companies and employing these members. If you are a church and you build companies and employ your congregants and they are having their work done and getting paid, and they come to your church and then they don't pay offering, they don't pay tithe, and you call them out, then that church member over the week will go and do the pack, and guess more, after he does the budgeting and the mass is not mathing, and he doesn't reach tithe. It's not that he doesn't want to give. The budget just didn't get to where it would contain tithe. And such a person, you accuse them of being an armed robber, then the church is losing the essence of which it is being established. Because back in the day when we hear of church, they talk about church, first thing that is always coming in mind is about salvation, you know, how to live an upright life and all of that. But these days, when you go to the church, everyone is talking about how much you can give, the tithe you can pay. And for me, the impression I get is these pastors have your lifestyles you live, that of course we all know you don't do a 9 to 5, so you have to keep up these lifestyles. And if these members come and they don't give the tithe so that your lifestyle can be kept, you tend to accuse them of being armed robbers. And you know the funny thing, the church that is always preaching giving, ironically, they are the last to give.
You know, for me, I think that, I'm not being Ghanaian, but I think the woman could have handled it better. First and foremost, when you join an organization, there are rules, there are procedures, there are structures you follow. The church she was in, which is the Methodist Church of Ghana, it's one of the Orthodox churches, so they have structure, they have ways of you channeling your grievance. For me, I thought that forum or that gathering was not the best time, especially when you stream live on the internet.
Okay.
Right? That wasn't the good time to talk about what she spoke about. Because the same church, you are trying to draw their attention about something you don't like. Now, you have become the reference point. And guess what? Everybody knows it's the Methodist Church. So the same church that you've put on their women's fellowship apparel and you're there thinking you're speaking boldly, you've also brought into disrepute the same church you are standing in and representing. So if somebody decided that this Sunday, Methodist, you have actually spoiled it for the person. The person is no more going. So as much as something is bothering you, you've gone to speak about it, but you see the timing and how.
Okay.
Because as a church, they know, the members know they have ways and means of channeling your grievances. So,
Kingsley, in my opinion, the church brought this upon themselves. Because, back then we used to have members who would defend their church with their blood and sweat. But you then ask yourself, why is it that now members are bold to call out their supposed leaders? That is because when you are doing things that is not meeting the satisfaction of its members, definitely there will be rebellion. And that is what we are seeing here. So for me, instead of the church be embarking on fear mongering and all of that, it should do some self-introspection and diagnose itself and see that no, the church as it used to be is no longer the case in today's time, because hardly would you see back then would you see a member calling out a man of God that you were a thief. You didn't even have that vim. But why are we here? We are here because now people see it clearly through the pretense, through the charlatanic activities and all of that. So definitely they will call you out when it is time. So for me, the church should not go on the route of putting fear in the people, but rather diagnose itself, know thyself, and then that way you are assured that they can lead people to where they are supposed to be led to, which is salvation.
You know, the church in itself, just like any association in this country, joining it is voluntary. Nobody will put a gun to your head that you have to go to church or join this particular church.
Okay.
If you are in a church or you are in an organization voluntarily and you are seeing that your expectations are not being met, move. But don't be in there and then, you know why I am saying this?
No, tell us.
The church is a very funny place, in as much as, hey, I'm so sorry, that's not what I meant.
It's not a funny place at all.
It's not a funny place.
Spiritual, serious place.
I wanted to say the church, as you have it, the things that happen there can be funny sometimes.
Okay.
All the things we preach against happens in the church. So you see that office politics you are crying about, church it's worse.
Yeah.
That corruption you shout on top of your voice, church is worse. The adultery, someone is there, chairman of harvest committee.
But we've had pastors and church members sleeping all the time,
having children out of wedlock and all of that. So if you enter a church voluntarily as an association and you realize that everything they are preaching is against your values, the things you believe in, check out. But don't be in there, because the church, when I was about to say, is that one bad seed. And you are saying the rebellion, it starts with something like this. Now, everybody would think that it is okay to talk back at their pastor or disgrace them even when they are in public. That is the emboldenment some people are going to get to even talk to their pastors anyhow. Now, churches will even think about doing open forum.
Of course.
And you don't know who is recording, you don't know who is watching. So what I'm saying is that if you join a church, nobody will say, yeah, we'll meet to this particular church, so I have to be there at all costs. Of course, we have people living in the same house and all of them go to different churches because it's association. You have to be there by choice. If you think everything they are doing there does not conform to what you believe in, just move or leave. Don't create a system or an avenue for people to disrespect church leaders. I'm not sure you can do same to your boss or any other association or organization you are in.
Yeah.
You can do that to your boss. So don't let us think that we can talk to our pastors the way the woman spoke to them. You can say it's the truth, but some truth. If this is the truth, then she should also be ready if her daughter or her son talks to her in that same manner, and she won't be offended. That's all I'm saying.
Kingsley, can we start having more schools than churches? Can we start having more hospitals than churches? Can we start having more companies than churches? Because at the end of the day, it is the welfare of the people. Even the church is because of the welfare and salvation of the people. That is why it is being established.
Now, the welfare is 90%. And the salvation is 5. Then gossip to 5.
Which is sad, which shouldn't be the case. Because I don't understand why, especially part of this, on this part of the continent, where you have a lot of churches, but corruption is the highest. So let that make sense. So for me, let's rather start having more schools than churches, more hospitals than churches. We are not against the church. But you see, when the church starts serving society right, even me, me and you will be calling for more churches. But we are here talking about this because, in my personal opinion, I believe the church hasn't done enough to improve the society. And even the good book tells us we should shine the light where we are. And I believe the churches have not shined their light well enough for me. So yes, let's move away from the establishment of churches here and there when we still struggling with beds in hospital, when we still have our brothers and sisters studying under trees. Look, you see basically we should do right by humanity, do right by people. You get it? And maybe let's start taxing these churches so that we would relieve them of the pressure of, okay, you set up company, you pay taxes. Those taxes, we will use them for roads, we will use them for hospitals, we will use them for schools.
If they pay the taxes, the politicians will chop it. We are just going around in circles. But
no, there will be accountability.
Just to add to what you are saying, if you want to join a church in 2026 and beyond, lower your expectation.
Try.
Don't go to church with the mindset, say, Umami bewu ami ama 10,000. Or bewu ami ato baby cut amount. That is the disappointment a lot of people are going to. And my mother was sick and the church didn't give me anything. And you see that entitlement mentality. Unless you are going to church and the church you are attending is transactional to you. Every single money you pay in church, being it tithes, being it welfare, being it dues, it is voluntary. If you expect something in return, join cooperative union or a susu group. The church doesn't owe you anything. Put that in your head so that you are not disappointed.
But the church owes the people salvation.
They owe the people salvation, but they say, the MSA welfare is 95%. We want money. I am going to church, apart from the fact that if someone dies or you give birth, they will be like, hey, I'm sorry for the buy you. And you know what, throw something by Nipa 50. When it's time for them to give you the money, it's 500 Ghana, then you are mad. Meanwhile, they've come to eat food of 50 people.
Actually, you know, the balance sheet is not balancing.
So I'm just saying that church and Kasadi, apart from salvation, you are just going there for fellowship, for extension of your family, extension of, I have a safe space, I can talk to people and not feel judged. Now, like I say, it's for nothing that God said if He starts in judgment, they start from the church. Church now has no issues. People are sitting at the top there, they don't talk. They are church leaders, they don't talk. And church members know, other church elders know that between that person and that person, they don't talk. And you, come answer. Welfare in another mouth. So when you are entering into a church, don't go with the mindset, unless you want to be transactional. There are churches too, they've made it known, say, if it's laid down like that, join such a church and feel the way you want to feel. But if you join the orthodox ones they have structure, sometimes in some of the local congregations or societies or assemblies, when the offering is counted, you have to send it to head office. And the head office, at the end of the day, will disburse money to places they think they need it more. So if you are in Accra, they feel like your members are fine. So if you are giving everybody 100 cedis, they'll give you 20 Ghana. So you will think that the church have money, but sometimes the church doesn't have money. Well, so lower your expectation.
Yeah, that's my big takeaway. You know, lower your expectation. But what do you make of today's church? Let us know in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, recommend this to a brother, a friend, a sister, a family member. Until we come your way next time, always be a great citizen. We out.